My dad just died. As title says, my dad had melanoma which had traveled to his kidney, liver, lungs and brain. He died this morning. I feel numb to be honest, but my mom is coping. Keep your loved ones close. Pretty sure security watched me get fucked behind a movie theater. So, this was years ago but I've always wondered about it. When Green Lantern or Green Hornet, I don't recall, came out, I went to see it with my boyfriend at the time. He was a sex addict and I was madly in love, so you can kinda see where that was leading me. Anyway, the theater was mostly empty so he finger banged me and made out with me, but soon he was wanting more. I let him talk me into sneaking into a stall in the men's bathroom for a quickie, which sounded good in theory except within minutes, security was knocking on the stall door. I thought we were gonna be in huge trouble, especially because security was a good friend of a guy who liked me but I had rejected, but instead, he advised us to try behind the theater. In a specific place where I noticed it was well lit and cameras were facing. My ex didn't care, he was just horny so he agreed and took me out there and I let him talk me into doggy, on the small grassy patch behind the theater, with the cameras right there. I've always been convinced that security just watched us on camera but I can't know for sure. Even so, during I was pretty sure we were being watched but I really wanted to make my boyfriend happy. 19F, feel severely depressed after the only guys I've been with seem unattracted to me. I recently left my toxic ex who would make jokes about my body and how fat I was. It was a dead bedroom as well. I felt extremely undesirable during the relationship. Crying over how ugly I felt. Well, I recently hooked up with someone new afterwards. They told me to lose some weight while we were having a sexual conversation over text. I've never felt completely crushed before. I'm used to people making fun of me for the way I look but this hurts a 1000x more. I've never considered plastic surgery but now I am. I've never compared myself to others, now I catch myself doing it. I know I'm overweight but I'm terrified even with weight loss. I'll be told I'm ugly in some way by any guy I date. I feel overwhelmingly sad now. I catch myself near tears thinking about what I went through with my ex and now this guy made me feel even more undesirable. 48M, own a sex toy, for myself. My wife, 47F, doesn't know. I am a happily married man. My wife is going through premenopause issues and has a very lowered sex drive. I respect that. She is in the mood for sex. Maybe once a month. She takes medication for it through her OB/GYN. I would never cheat on her, she is a wonderful person, I would never hurt her. She works a few nights a week, restaurant manager. On those nights, after my kids go to bed, I have a few hours to myself. I bought myself a cylinder-shaped sex toy you insert your penis into. It vibrates and simulates a stroking motion. It feels really great. Not as good as making love to my wife, but better than using my own hand. After a few minutes, I am all done. I hide it. I am too embarrassed to tell her I own it. We do have a vibrator for her we use together for her as foreplay. It really gets her off. Should I tell her about my sex toy? I just have a higher sex drive than her, and I have been using my hand for 35 years. Quite frankly, I don't want to pester her for sex. I want to respect her needs and her pace. She is loving and affectionate otherwise. We cuddle on the couch while we watch TV. We are kind and gentle with each other. Lots of kisses and love you talk. She just kindly tells me she loves all the time, she just isn't in the mood for intercourse or oral sex. Do I tell her about my sex toy? I sent an anonymous letter to my dad to mess with his head. My dad is an abuser. He abused all of his children from, at least, his first 2 marriages. However, within the community, he is seen as a great guy. Well loved and respected by others. He has gone to great lengths to keep up these appearances. He is a retired cop and devout evangelical Christian. His third wife, his third set of children, all adults living independently now, are all, seemingly unaware of the abuse he imposed upon his children from his first 2 marriages. He has 7 children total, that I know of, from all of the marriages. I am a child of his second marriage. He has, to my knowledge, kept the child of his first marriage, a secret from his third wife and all of my younger siblings. I only know because this mystery sibling found out about my dad's second and third marriage, and his resulting children. The sibling found me on social media and reached out to me about 10 years ago. I have not told anyone. My dad is full of secrets. I have been NC with him and most of my bio family for many years. My dad would tell me when I was young that if anything got out about his behaviors or past, he would end himself, placing the burden on my shoulders. If I told anyone, he'd die and it would be my fault. I have kept his secrets for the past nearly 40 years. But, over the past couple of years I've been in therapy. It's helped me work through a lot of shame and guilt. But now, the predominant feelings I have are rage and a need for justice. But justice is impossible, as the statute of limitations has long expired. Thus, I got an idea. I decided I was going to make it my mission to mess with him. I want him afraid. I want to cause him to feel fear, anxiety and paranoia. I want to mess with his head. I do not care if it results in his demise. I'm sitting here with a bowl of popcorn just watching, and waiting, to get to the good part. So, I sent him a card. Mailed from a faraway post office, obviously without a return address. On the front of the white card, in plain black font, it just said thinking of you and had a simple line drawing of a flower, one that is, in fact, poisonous. Inside the card, in heavily altered handwriting, I wrote I remember, do you? But, I also included a page torn from a Bible. The page was from Luke. I used a highlighter and highlighted the following verse, "For nothing is secret, that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid, that shall not be known and come abroad." Luke 8:17. I felt like the card and its contents were poetic, and I am tickled by how perfect it was. I sent it so that it would arrive on his birthday. I plan to continue to send things to him, very randomly, to mess with his head. I'm writing down ideas in a journal, brainstorming for other perfectly poetic ways to mess with him. To make him fear that his secrets are about to be discovered. I lived in fear of him all of my life. I'd like to return the favor in some small, legal manner.